What's going on YouTube? Omi homies and VeVe fam, it's Steve aka Steve VeVe back with another video. Today we're going to be touching base on the most undervalued collectibles. Obviously this is completely my opinion and none of this should be taken as financial advice. These are just collectibles that I've been looking at and personally think are undervalued and have taken a pretty substantial dip from their all-time highs. So before we get into it, if you guys could please smash that like button for me in the YouTube algorithm if you're enjoying the content. I would greatly appreciate that. Please comment down below. Let me know what you think about my picks for being undervalued. Let me know if you guys would change anything or let me know if you would agree. And please consider smashing that subscribe button for me if you're enjoying the content. So without further ado, let's get into it right now. So the first ones that we're going to take a look at is the War of Dragons collectibles, specifically just the common and the uncommon. So the common one has 11,888 editions. And it's sitting right under $70 right now at the time of recording. Today is February 8th, and I'm going to have this video out for the 9th. So hopefully the prices don't change too much. And then if we look at the uncommon, let's bring that back just a little bit. Only 8,888 editions, just under 600 in the market. And this one's actually cheaper at 65 cents, or excuse me, 65 gems. So what I like about these is they weren't getting much love, and I had somebody comment on my video saying that these are specifically made for the Asian market and it wasn't really intended for US or Europe. So that totally makes sense to me. I mean, if these are really popular in the Asian countries, then we could definitely see them go up as, you know, VeVe starts to roll out in those areas and people actually want to scoop these up. So for me, this is one of the cheaper ones on this list. This is probably the cheapest one on this list. You could get the common or the uncommon for under 70 gems. So obviously under 100 sounds like a pretty good buy because you never know, they could go up substantially. I heard in real life the statues are like $1,000 or more. So, you know, you can't really go wrong. It's 65 gems. Pretty solid play in my opinion. Next up, we're going to do the Mickey Mouse lenticular card. I was definitely hating on these before. And, you know, that was just because I was a little salty that I got the error and that I didn't hit the release at all. So as you can see, the floor price was like around 725, I believe. Let me scroll back up. Yeah, 725. So I know I said that 500 wasn't a good buy, but seeing that it actually didn't really touch 500 for very long, it just hit 500 and then bounced all the way up almost to 1,000. It was closing in at 1,000 for one point. It was like 900. So just to see 725, it's Mickey Mouse. It's the first ever lenticular card release. It's pretty cool. It's Disney. It'll always have that Disney hype behind it. I could see this one definitely going to 1,000, but I have to say that about all of the lenticular cards. I think all of the lenticular cards are an absolute great buy right now. Even Minnie Mouse, she's a little bit over 500 gems. And what I really like about Minnie is Minnie is shown on the lenticular card in her original outfit. Well, if you didn't know, Disney just went ahead and they actually changed her outfit to like a purplish, bluish, black outfit. So if you didn't know about that, look that up. I think that that's pretty big news because it literally happened like the day before they released these lenticular cards. So like first edition Minnie Mouse, the first time she ever showed up on the app at all, the first ever lenticular card releases. It's pretty cool. The picture changes, it plays music, and it has the original outfit that she wore as opposed to the new one that they just gave her. So first edition on the app, and that'll be the last time we ever see Minnie in that outfit. Next up, we're going to go with Supergirl. As you see, I hit Supergirl on the release a couple days ago, on a rebound actually, and the price of her went up a lot. I'm actually pretty surprised at that, but then again, I can't say that I am surprised just because it's a really cool and a good looking NFT. I mean, she's really pretty looking, if we could say that, you know. The best looking one out of the whole set, in my opinion. And that's why she's closing the gap on Harley Quinn as of right now. I mean, they're right around the same price, if I'm not mistaken. And as we see, she only has 7,777 editions, which is actually 1,111 less than Superman. So to me, this is just such a great buy because it's the best looking Supergirl that we have right now. It's better looking than the last one that we got, which was the FA. And it just makes me think that the people who own Superman, they have that blue chip, they're going to want the best looking Supergirl to put next to Superman in the vault. So in my opinion, I think that this is going to be one of those collectibles that actually gives the FA a run for its money, just because it looks so much better than the FA. Next up, we're not gonna actually look at Wonder Woman, but I think that Wonder Woman's a pretty decent buy as of right now. It was 700 a little bit earlier, shot all the way back up to 815. That's just a little curveball that I'm throwing you. But my main pick right now is actually Harley Quinn first appearance. She was actually well over 1,000 at one point, and as you can see, dropped all the way down right below 700. So I think this is actually an amazing time to buy this. 695. That's a great price. The all-time high was over 1,000, and as you can see, there's a good decent amount of ones for sale before it even gets to that price. And as you see, 7,500 editions, season 1, and it's from the Batman Black and White series, so it's like it's a first appearance. There's under 10,000 editions. Season 1, Batman Black and White. You really can't go wrong with this at all, and I've yet to pick one up, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to move on that right now that the price is under 700, just because I think she would look so cool next to Jim Lee Joker in my vault. Okay, next up, we have Wall-E, and I'm not just saying that because I own two. I say that because I genuinely believe that Wall-E is a really great buy. 10,333 editions, uncommon, Disney hype, Disney golden moments. It's the cheapest golden moment that you could buy right now. The closest other one being the skateboard, and I think that Wall-E is a lot cooler than the skateboard. It's the furthest under 2,000 is Wall-E is, so I think that that's the best buy. It's like one of those terms in real estate where they say you never buy the nicest house on the street. Obviously, you should buy Walt. The Walt is an absolutely amazing investment, but Walt is out of reach for a majority of people. So I think that, the cheapest golden moments, they're probably never going to make golden moments again, from what they said. So this being one of the first that were released, you can't go wrong with Wall-E whatsoever. What an amazing buy. We're going to be looking back and saying, wow, I wish I could pick up Wall-E for 1,400 gems. Okay, next up, we got Spider-Man, obviously common and uncommon. Those are the two that we're going to be looking at. So as you see right here, this one is also a first appearance. Spider-Man is a huge superhero. You really can't go wrong at all with Spider-Man. And just seeing that he was well over 1,000, like around 1,200 at one point, and he's down to 780, makes me believe that he is an awesome buy right now. He's pretty undervalued, 32,000 editions. And then we're going to go look at this one, uncommon. I think that he's better than the common. I mean, he's cheaper by 110 gems at the time of recording. He's got half the editions at 16,000. Once again, that's a first appearance. He displays better than the common because the common is so low to the ground that it's really hard to look at. So, the fact that he hangs from the ceiling, I just think that uncommon is probably the best buy out of common and uncommon right now. But absolutely two beautiful NFTs. You cannot go wrong at all. And now, before I get to that one, you just saw what it was, but we're going to hit you with Marvel Comics, just because Marvel Comics #1 was almost 1,000 at one point, and it's dipped all the way down to 400, and it was actually below 400 just for a small period of time. So, obviously 60,000 editions, that's not the best, but it's just Marvel Comics #1. It's like one of the most expensive comic books in the world. And one of the guys in a comic store that I stopped in, he taught me the significance of Marvel Comics #1. So the significance behind Marvel Comics #1, in case you didn't know that, was Marvel Comics #1 is the only one that will ever be. Marvel Comics #1. There's no such thing as a Marvel Comics #2. The guy in the comic book store actually taught me that, and I thought that that was pretty interesting because when they came out with Marvel Comics #2, they called it Marvel Mystery. So they actually changed the name. So not only is this the first Marvel Comics ever, but it's the only first Marvel Comics. And it's the only Marvel Comics ever because the one after that is Marvel Mystery. So that was just a little info in case you guys didn't know that. And that's why I genuinely believe that this will probably be one of the top performing comics on the app, especially Common. And now real quick before we wrap this video up, we'll hit you with a curveball, and that's going to be Batman vs. Killer Croc Battle Statue. 8,888 editions on this one. And boy, has this taken a dip. And I figured that was going to happen. I knew it was insanely overpriced, and people were paying over 2,000 gems on the release day. So, of course, leave it up to my camera to die out on me literally at the last second as I'm wrapping up my thoughts about Killer Croc and ready to give the outro. So, yeah, just to wrap things up, I think Killer Croc could be a good buy just because, you know, there's obviously people out there that were willing to spend over 2,000 for him on the release day. So, him being under $900, right in the 880 area, I mean, it's a hit or miss because I could expect him to actually fall even more towards the $600-700 area. But buying him at that price, you know that some people are still holding him from 2,000, 2,500 or whatever he was, even like 1,500. People are still holding on and they don't plan on selling, especially at such a great loss. So I could see Killer Croc doing all right. That's why he's just, you know, my curveballs that I'm throwing in here because he's not the top 5. But I just think that that could actually recover and go up over 1,000, over 1,500, even approach 2,000 eventually. So I don't think he's going to be the fastest gainer, but I think that he could be a pretty decent buy at that $800, $900 mark. So, yeah, that's really all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for making it to the end if you made it this far. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of this list. Once again, this is all my personal opinion, and it's not financial advice. This is just genuinely what I think is undervalued at the moment. Please smash that like button for me, and please consider subscribing. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Steve VeVe, I'm out. I'll see you guys on the next one.